Hello and welcome to another turn. We have Berytos, and we're being attacked by Lanka. Let's go ahead and see how we're doing. Spoiler alert is I'm sure it's not good, although I haven't looked. Got a bunch of blood slaves. Okay, they did decide to move in, but just with this guy who we were unable to come up with a testing method to kill. Yeah, and there we go. We route and die. That's bad. It's good. It's good. Okay. Now I think it's time for us to take and script. Yeah, they did decide it looks like just to consolidate. Take and script all of these guys together. And we now have Conjuration. We're going to finish Thaum 2. What were we doing with Thaum 2? Oh, we were headed up. Enchantment 3. Now it's been only a day and I can't remember what on earth we were going to Thaum 3 for. Iron Will, I thought I decided not to go for Iron Will. Because it just wasn't, there just wasn't enough. It's too small of an area. I think we wanted Alteration. But we're going to move this squad. And we'll see if we can catch their army moving here to attack. Obviously, this is a pretty standard move. I think us moving here means that they can't, like, move on to the capital. But I honestly don't. I suppose I don't know that for sure. But I think that's the case. In terms of scripting, we now have our Divine Blessing guy. That's awesome. After that, he is going to do an Air Elemental and spells. I think he can do 2 Air Elementals. We're just going Air Elementals. That's our whole strategy. And we need to make sure that we have enough. Now, I don't know. It's not necessarily the case that everybody can do Air Elementals. We only have so many gems. Maybe that there's something better, like this individual guy, to do. Not Magic Duel, I can tell you that. Freezing Mist. He's not got the right paths. He could go into a Communion, I suppose, afterwards. Yeah, no water. No water power above up on land, unfortunately. And he's kind of missing some spells. Because we have the gems we have, so let's see how many. Like this person doesn't necessarily need to be an air elemental person. They're not any more sort of efficient at it than anybody else. So there's no reason we can't have this guy do the air elementals. Because this person with the boots can just go ahead and do our Legions of Steel right off the bat. Bunch of Legions of Steel. This guy can cast, I think he's an air elemental guy. I think is going to be where we're at, yep. Air elementals. Don't cast lightning bolt. Just air elementals. Same for this person and this guy. And this guy can obviously do it more efficiently. Obviously we'll keep the blood slaves with the blood casters. Air elementals. Earth power, Legions of Steel. Seems fine. So let's get our stuff scripted. We're going to make sure that we have as many of these guys on our relevantly good commanders as possible. We'll balance them out in a minute. Put these on a bride. We will go ahead and also put our little spear guys on guard commander on our brides. Oh, she's already got some bodyguards though, so that's okay. Because they're gonna do imps, I'm sure. It may even be, we have so many of these. I'm thinking that it may be best to put these guys as the guards. I mean, we're taking a lot out of our force, but we also can only really, we only need so many on the flanks anyway. Like if they're getting crushed on the flanks, that's sort of us losing the battle anyway. Yeah, there's 30 of them per flank. We're gonna put our chaff in the center. They're gonna fire closest. We're gonna put these guys in lines. Where's my other group of dudes? This one. Are lines or boxes better? Probably double lines. Double line. Actually, I think the box will take. We've got enough people to sort of make the line, and I think the boxes are going to take the Legions of Steel better. Put those there. These guys can go in a double line up in front. And they're going to chuck javelins. These guys will attack rear. Archers behind. These guys are undisciplined. They're just going to be sort of wherever they are. And then I think that should be just about all the troops. Let's go ahead and position our mages. Figure out what we're going to do with these guys too. Give out these blood slaves. Obviously, he doesn't need them. This bride doesn't have any. Those guys can't be bodyguards. Which is not surprising. Fire. Large enemy monsters. I want them shooting the demons. I think. Yeah, let's grab. Okay. So this is a Legions of Steel caster. We want her sort of supporting one group, and then the other Legions of Steel caster supports the other group. I think it's still probably best to start with a Summon Earth power, even though she can do it normally. Legions of Steel is 40 fatigue. So the Summon Earth power is gonna do a lot of work. And then do one more Legions of Steel. And that was this person. Yeah, okay, so she's gonna help buff up this group over here. All of our other casters can stand in the lines back here. Do need to try, and if we, depending on where we put blood slaves, we need to try and make sure we don't inadvertently put them too far away to be used. Air elemental, air elemental, air elemental. These are undisciplined, so they can't hold an attack no matter what. We can give, so we don't obviously want blessings. So what can these guys do? The answer is from a regular spell casting perspective, not a lot, but we can set them to try and banish demons, or we could try and communion them up. We could also just try and communion up a lot of our regular troops. That'll help. Oh yeah, I don't know why I didn't do that. I feel very foolish. Obviously we shouldn't waste a whole giant shit ton of gems to do all of our casting. We'll just use blood. I would almost go back and re-record it because that's just such a dumb thing not to notice. But that's obviously, I was thinking of like these guys because they can't do it, except this guy. So we're gonna go ahead and try that one again. The problem is we just don't have enough. Like we're gonna instantly burn out at communion. Okay, I'm not quite as dumb as I thought. We're gonna instantly burn out a communion if we try and have it sustain all these casters, right? We don't have anywhere near enough slaves. What we could still do, though, is potentially put in like a tiny communion if we wanted to buff up one of these guys to be doing. If we had one more guy, I think it might work. And then they could do the Holy Spell Smite Demon, but we don't have access to that. So instead, I think we're going to try and get them to cast Banish Demon as much as possible, which we know from testing isn't like great because they have a tendency not to do it unless they're positioned very close to the front lines. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's put them up a little bit closer, and then we're going to give each of them some blood slaves. Okay. That way they at least have a chance at doing something. We know we have this guy does not obviously need any blood slaves. Go ahead and give them all to this guy. And then from here, we should be able to, distribute them out. 4 and 4. So we'll try and do as many banished demons as we can muster. I don't know why it says this guy is going to be able to do one less. He's even higher in blood than the other two. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but whatever. Whatever's cool. Anybody? Okay, hold an attack. Undisciplined. Let's make sure everybody's firing, holding. Maybe hold and fire. Guard, fire large monsters. Okay. So that, I think, is a reasonable course of action. We're going to make a lot of air elementals. We're going to try and banish some demons. We've got blood slaves that people have access to after they're done with some of their casting that we just went ahead and hunted up. And it is time to take back what is ours. And try and fight Lanka's army. It looks huge. It's super scary. We're obviously not going to win the game though without fighting it. Right? This is our roll of the dice. Maybe we will win, and maybe we will not. But I wonder if I can throw like an ungodly number of blood slaves on this person and have them patrol with Smite Demon. Like, and they'll burn a ton of them on imps, but I don't think it'll work. We've tried it too many times. We know it doesn't work. We just they can't get close enough to make contact. And it won't help. All of our PD will run out as well, so we won't be able to make contact. But I don't think we're at hell power at this point. It's not quite time for that yet. But if we had a desperate last stand, then, you know, that might be where we were at. Unlike advance and cast, maybe if she casts the right spells, but like the blood slaves don't go with her, so I think it's just gonna defend. If he moves on, yeah, it'd be really nice to know how this movement worked. Like if he can just move right through, because it's friendly territory. Because I would rather, obviously, if the options are take a fight here and he hits my capital, like I think I'd rather fight him at my capital. If the options are move here and we fight each other, then that's better. I don't know exactly what I don't know how it works. Somebody can let me know. Maybe after we're dead, maybe not. Let's go ahead though and make sure, we're recruiting as much stuff as we can. It's interesting, when we saw this guy before, right? He wasn't even bothering to, can this guy make this? No. But he should move in. He's at least useful. Building our fortress here. We're trying to project a little bit of strength this way so that nobody fights us. Like, we don't want to have people be like, oh yeah, also TNG. Whoops. I wonder if we can take this. There's 2 enemy units. Nobody here has any leadership whatsoever, although we could just throw some blood slaves on. And do some imps. Like TNG also might bump us here, but they might not. If we get it, it's free territory. Like, and it's not like I'm really that worried about pissing off TNG, because I'm pretty sure what'll happen is either A, we'll win the fight with Lanka, or we won't. And if we don't, it doesn't matter. I don't care what TNG does. And if we win the fight, if we do win the fight, right, we're going to send a giant snapshot that shows all of Lanka's dead stuff to TNG, and we'll hope that they go after it. So that's about all we can do. It's a good one to Dark Knowledge. Got some scouts. Scout for Lankan reinforcements, I suppose. Guess research. So we're not going to be able to script anybody else before the battle if we have it this turn. In which case, getting what can we research? Right, alteration, Thaum. We could theoretically, knock out both of those. But there's not. I don't think there's a ton we're going to get from it. Yeah, Mind Burn is not for us. Alteration, Iron Skin, Luck. Enchantment. We could. We've got our Legions of Steel, but maybe we want. This person shouldn't have air gems if they're not going to cast air elementals. Okay, looks like we messed up a little bit here. Let's go ahead and take another look at this. All right, we're doing Earth Power, Legions of Steel in advance. This person casting Blessing should not do that. They should cast Summon Earth Power. Oh, they're not even. They look like they should get these gems. So let's put these on the person in front. And then take our. Do this. And then. Oh, whoops. Do that. That's better. But the next question is, do we need that many Legions of Steel, or would we be better off with? Did we enchantment? Yeah, we have some Strength of Giants, so maybe Strength of Giants. And the other one's doing more Legions. Legions probably don't need 3, and then they'll do Strength of Giants. Okay. Okay. So we got some Earth buffs going out. We got Air Elementals going out. We're gonna try and banish Demon, but these guys will probably just do Imps because they won't be able to necessarily reach stuff. I guess they will be able to reach stuff. Banish Demon's pretty good. We'll see how it goes. They've got high value units. It's probably more valuable than Imps, especially as we're already attacking the backline with Air Elementals. One last script. Everybody's doing something they should be doing. And we'll go try and take this fight. Recruitment, we're going to get a bride, get some troops. Still getting troops. Still recruiting priests. We could. Right, we're going to try and steal this land in a very cheeky fashion. We could send one of these guys to go and start a temple. Not a temple. Maybe next turn they could make a lab. Let's try and watch this. Okay, thanks everyone for joining me for this Berytos video. Hopefully we're going to have a great big fight next turn, and we'll know pretty much at that point whether or not the game is over, right? This is everything we've got that we're throwing in. I can't imagine that Lanka has another huge army. Although, obviously, by the time we could fight them, they would. But this is what we've got. We'll go ahead and submit. We were not last. Way to go, us. So thanks for watching, and have a nice day.